shit. Ever since I blew, they all on my hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long, I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent my 10 on my fit. Ex-slick, then hit with the back then, you had a zip.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Keep it up. 180. Yeah, right there. 56. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Now Trubisky on first down. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now it's Trubisky. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
Now, I know we're only 2 plays in, but after giving up back-to-back sacks, something has to change with the protection, and they can't wait to halftime to make an adjustment.
Here's Trubisky to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here's Hill on the return. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll run on first down. Taylor. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 29, Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On second down, it's Taylor. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
He is going to find Hill here. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 36. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now, take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Yellow. Yellow. Sika. Check Sika.
On first down, it's Taylor. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes now to throw. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity.
And his first carry, he loses the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid him, picking up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On first down, right back to Lindsey. He's got the first down and more past midfield. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
Hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Sit down. 180. Run. He's done right
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On third down, Trubisky. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First down, Kansas City.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Mike, check, 59.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Brings up second and 9.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. On second down, a run with Lindsay. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down.
It's 3rd and 11.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen. Hey, ball. Mike's 50.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they work this out past the 25. 23 yards, the final tally.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
They'll run on first down. Taylor, and he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Taylor, and he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Yellow. 180. Single. Slide.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down and able to find Allen Lazard. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Two first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Yellow. Go on, 80. Man, left. Four down. Check. Four down. Mike 41. We got to wedge that. Come to my work. We want it.
The give to Taylor. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Stay with your man. 41 Mike. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Mahomes. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Harrison Butker for the Chiefs field goal. A 34-yard attempt.
And the kick by Butker is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Well, the drive started the shadow of their own goalpost all the way back at the 2. Pretty nice job of getting downfield and at least getting 3.
Agreed on that one. A real nice job because really their goal was to get out of the shadows of those goalposts and give themselves a little bit of room to help out their defense. Instead, they got 3 points out of it.
And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Hey, tighten down. There you go. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. I'm coming after you.
Here's Trubisky. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
56, Mike, 56.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that.
Check 26, check 26.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Yellow. 180. Here we go, dude. Right side. Right side.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
First down, Chiefs.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to take off with it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
40. Yellow. 180.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. It's Ferguson. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. On 1st down, it's Taylor. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
First down, Chiefs.
Mahomes now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Now Mahomes going to get this one to Hill. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 23.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, keep it up, keep it up.
Now it's Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. The Broncos send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Taylor, big hold to the 30. And all the way up to the 31-yard line. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hudson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Mahomes firing complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Buying time to his left. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Butker's kick here is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
56. Hey, defense, let's go.
On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And, folks, this is a 67-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And this stadium is abuzz after that one, understandably so. I cannot believe he hit that thing.
And you can't help but think back to Tom Dempsey. And his record stood for, 43 years until Matt Prater broke it. And now here's a new record. And I'm with you. I cannot believe that ball went through the posts.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. He'll drop to throw. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
First down, Kansas City.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Let's go!
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Mahomes now on first down. It's Hill, complete. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. It's Taylor, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. On 3rd down, Taylor, and an alley to run. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Stand up in.
Victory in the cards now for the Chiefs as they take a knee here.
Yellow. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural. But
I like where we're going with this, though. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that. And I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls